Hello. Just got this the other day. It is a Banggood purchase. I'll give you a view there. You can screenshot that and look it up on Banggood if you decide you want one of these. Um, it was about $10 cheaper on Banggood than the identical thing. The name might have been a little different, but everything else in the packaging looked identical to something on Amazon. I'll put the link on there. The one on Amazon was $34, I think. This was either $19.99 or $23. I was looking at two different models. Anyway, but typically you have to wait a while for something to come from Banggood. So depending on whether you're in a hurry, you need one of these or not, or whether after you hear what I have to say about it, whether you want this or you want to spend the money for a more expensive one. So anyway, got this in the mail, and it comes with these items. One thing I had to figure out on I had to figure everything out on my own, basically. These little pins, you'll see right there, there's a little pin in there. That came in this little bag of parts, and I figured out after a while that needed to go in there in order to engage a tubular lock, and there is a set screw down there. You put the pin in, you use one of these Allens, tighten it down, and then you're good to go, and it should live in there. I don't know why it was put in there separately. I guess they can break, if you're really torquing hard, and so maybe you need an extra or two. But there were none in there, but there were some in this what I would consider the spare parts bag. So yeah, install those first thing, and then figure out which size to use. I went back and forth for this lock between using the one that says 7.5 and 7.8 millimeter. Both of them will fit over the barrel, but this one, which is a 7/0, would not. So either of these would fit over, and I went back and forth in my head over, do I want the one that's the biggest that'll fit inside the tube, or the one that's the smallest that'll fit over the barrel? And of course, good question is whether there's actually any difference in the outside diameter. You know what? I think I went the wrong way with this. I think, well, I don't know. I'd have to get out my micrometer. Anyway, that is a question I do not know the answer to correctly, whether you want the smallest one that'll fit in or the biggest one. Yeah, so anyway, these seem to work pretty similarly in there. Now, speaking of working, how are these things supposed to work? Well, I YouTubed it like everybody else, and the person demonstrating his had a more expensive model of these. The good ones, cost, I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks a piece. And the big difference, these little rubber bands are what holds tension on these springs for these cheap jobs here. And the one that he demonstrated had a twist lock adjustable, so I imagine it would give you much more tension. And what I found when I tried to use this, the principle of this is you set them all down, then you place them in the lock, and by fiddling with the tension you get it just right so that the springs that are behind the pins will move these clips or pins, whatever you want to call these, just enough to mimic the key. And then by twisting back and forth and having the tension right, eventually it'll work. Well, the problem I was having was with these little rubber bands, even if I put like 4 or 5 of them on there, it just wouldn't give it enough tension. The springs on these pins are pretty darn strong. So I was like, well, I was envisioning all sorts of ways I could machine something to make a twist lock, and that's a lot of work actually. I finally did. Stuck a zip tie on there, cranked it down, Now it's got pretty good tension. And for me, that did the trick. I'll see if I can replicate it again. This thing's locked. The whole reason we went through this is a person in my family who shall remain nameless lost the key, forgot the combo, and had some stuff in here. So anyway, so you have to make sure that where the pin is goes in there at the right place. And then you just start, press it in, and you just start wiggling it and hoping, if you got the tension, oh, I felt it move, Seinfeld. Eventually, if the tension is right, those things will work their way to where you need them to be to duplicate the key. There we go. Shazam! So, it will. These things, the cheap Banggood ones, will work, but for my application, they wouldn't work without this little hack. Your mileage may vary. While we're at it, I did learn how to reset the combo. I only took this off is because I'm going to replace this this lock now. But there is this red switch back here. You press it. You get a little smiley face, and you can hit, 7, 8, 9, lock. 7, 8, 9, lock. Okay, it's locked now. Should be. Wait a second. There we go. Now it's locked. 7, 8, 9, lock. Now it opens. So that's how you reset it. Cool deal.